Somebody got to say it. And I'll be the bitch to say it. This whole concept of a man having to get a bitch the world and she ain't got to give him nothing but pussy has to be the most delusional shit that you hoes ever came up with in your motherfucking life. You want him to come in paying bills, but bitch, if he asked you to pay his bills, you wouldn't do it. You want him to spend all his money on you, out to eat, good game night, date nights, and all this other shit. But the moment this man asks you to pay for something, bitch, you're offended. Let's get one even fucking better, bitch. You want this man to love you in a way that you damn sure ain't gonna love yourself. You want him to appreciate you in a way that you ain't gonna appreciate him, nor your fucking self. Bitch, you have no boundaries, no standards, and the standards and boundaries you set for your motherfucking self is too high for you to even function, bitch. You're setting them at a rate of a bitch who have accomplished some shit in life, who deserve that shit. You think you her. You watching the bitches on Instagram thinking you her. So you approaching your caliber of men as if they're their caliber of men, and you wondering why you getting the ass end of the stick, bitch. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about all the shit that you lack and you neglect your motherfucking self, but you want to hold this man accountable. Let's talk about how you lie to yourself every fucking day, but you want this man to tell you the motherfucking truth. You don't love you, but he's supposed to love you. I don't know which one of you hoes came up with this.
Oh my God! Wow! I honestly think social media has fucked a lot of women up. And I'm gonna explain. You know, social media has boosted a lot of women's ego. Because so many women now, due to Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, whatever, they do think they got this abundant option. But the problem is these are fake options. And the baffling thing about the whole situation is so many women don't even know this is fake option. Because, when you got all this dopamine hits by, random people eating you up and saying you're beautiful, you're this, you're that, you think you got a lot of option. This is why so many women are so delusional. Because most time when you ask a woman, yo, how come you left a good guy? It's because she gonna tell you, I can do better. Or, maybe I only need to check my DM. There's a lot of people there. That's what I mean by fake options. And it's fucked a lot of women up because they think they got that option, but there's nothing there. It's just fake. The delusion is very high because we've seen so many podcasters, we've seen so many women on the podcast, and we've seen the way they talk and the way they talk about money and the way they talk about the kind of guy they want. We've seen so many, questions like this being asked to this modern woman, what kind of amount of money you want your man to have? And they're going to tell you this ridiculous amount of money. That's part of the delusion. And when you tell them, what do you bring back to this person, they get mad at you. That's part of the delusion too. According to what she's saying that, this women are requesting for all this shit, but they only got the coochie to give you. And this is where a lot of women fuck up. Because if coochie is all you gotta give this person, that's all it's gonna take from you. If he provide for you and do that for you and do this for you, I'm not saying every man provides. Of course, there's a lot of deadbeat dude out there. But if you find that dude actually can provide for you, and all you gotta give him is your coochie, that's all it's gonna take from you, and it's gonna move on. This is why so many women get in this relationship, this so-called relationship. They think they are in a relationship, but this dude has nothing. He don't want nothing from her. And you see a lot of women are bitter about this shit. They go on TikTok and say, men are trash, a man are this, a man is that, a man is this. I don't want to see men. We don't need men. That's why there's so many hatred about men, because the kind of guy that she wants, maybe she can sleep with him, but she can't keep him. Because so many women don't understand. When you sleep with that dude, the ability to keep that dude is in her hands. Because a lot of women are not used to fighting for something. They're used to taking stuff. Man comes to them, sometimes a woman could sleep and wake up and there's $30,000 in her bank account if she's beautiful enough. So most women are not used to giving. They're used to taking. So after the sex and the dude is getting what he wants, Now, retain the dude, they can't. They can't. That's what she was saying. If this dude is going to do this and this and this for you, and you're saying all you got to give to him is your Gucci, you're useless. You're useless. And also, I don't think a lot of women understand. I don't think a lot of women understand. If you want a certain type of person, this person is going to require something from you. This person also has a standard of what he wants. This is where so many modern women fail because they think they're just going to take without giving anything back. If you want a guy that makes 200 million, 100,000, 500,000, all this amount of money, he's going to have his own standard and he's going to require the standard from you. And if you don't meet up to that standard, he's not going to date you. Maybe if you find a random dude that ain't got no money, that's different. He probably don't have a standard. But if you have a dude that's disciplined and he got his shit together, he's responsible, he has all these things you want, he probably gonna have a standard of the kind of woman he wants. Just like you have the standard for the kind of man you want. But the problem with the modern woman, when I say social media has fucked them up, they are used to the dopamine. They are used to that. Everyone giving them everything that they don't know how to give back. And this is where the problem starts. That's why so many women are single. Because they don't have nothing to give back because they're not used to giving anything back. But the men, we're used to giving all the time. So after a while, the men start playing the game, which the men are doing. Y'all remember the whole, what's it called? When men start acting like women, or men start copying what women say. I think there was a trend like that. I think it's like princess treatment or something like that. Well, men start playing the game because when men start playing the game is not fair no more. A lot of women don't understand that. Most men don't play the game. They just accept what she wants. They just play along. Oh, you want that? I'm gonna do it for you. But once men start getting to play the game, y'all got problems. Y'all got problems. This is why a lot of modern women currently hate men. They can't stand men. That's why you see they use a lot of this TikTok buzzword like he's a misogynist, he's controlling, he's this, he's that, he's a sexist because the modern man plays the game too. It's not the millennial era where we just used to a certain way. This this Gen Z boys they don't fuck around. You go on a date, he don't pay. You want to do open relationship, he's down. You don't want to be serious, he's down. Netflix and chill, he's down. They're down for anything. That's why you see a lot of women say there's no masculinity. Yeah, because the the new generation of men that's coming, they don't give a shit. That's why I usually tell so many women, if you find yourself in a relationship and the dude is doing everything for her and doing for you, and this is vice versa, by the way. If a man also find, a good woman, you better sit the fuck there. Because there ain't a lot of good women out here. And if you're a woman, you find a man to take care of you and shit, you better find a way to make yourself more really useful than just fucking. And I ain't talking about money. I'm talking about other part of his life. You gotta be involved to make sure it's not just you sleeping with him. That's why you see social media. If you're a woman, I usually advise a lot of women, you gotta stay away from that shit. Because there's a lot of dopamine aid. Your friend is gaslighting you, and there's this dude that's calling you beautiful, and there's like 100 dude calling you beautiful, and your friend is calling you beautiful, some stupid photo that's not even that beautiful. So now you're on top of the world, thinking that's what you really are. That's why I said before, a lot of women don't have self-awareness. They don't look in the mirror to see, am I even that fine, or these people just blowing smoke under my ass? They don't do that. And it's also one of the biggest problems a lot of women get. The delusion, the lack of self-awareness, that ability to not know what to give back because they always take. This is a lot of problem right now. And I hope, I'm sure there are good women out there, don't get me wrong. It's not just a lot of them. There are more bad ones than the good ones. Because it's 2025. It's the sexual liberation, all this shit going on. There are good women. There's some women out there that are really good. The problem is the loudest one are the bad ones. That's why it's harder. That's why marriage is dropping, relationship is dropping. People ain't getting married. People ain't having kids and all this shit. So I hope it change, and I hope it change, but I don't see it changing anytime soon. But I hope something happen. But anyway, guys, let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section. Please like and subscribe to my channel, man. I'm out of here.